Wow, how beautiful is raining. You know, when it's raining, my spirit gets so happy. Let's have a little bit today spiritual philosophy. Sharif, are you spiritual? Wait. You have a body, you have a spirit in the body. You cannot become what you are. You are spiritual. Even if you're an ignorant spiritual person, or you are wisest intellectual spiritual person, or you're just a spiritual person with nothing worldly attached. When I sit and I sing and I play my music, something really special is happening. When you're still stuck in your social life, needing to doing activity, and you see me so often in the same space doing the same thing all the time alone. This is a spiritual thing. Being by yourself and very comfortable. Do you think I seek outside of my cosmos things impossible? Where I am in this body, I know is not out there anymore. So the whole feeling of being with and doing and going and having a, I don't know, you know, you cannot become spiritual, but you can have a spiritual path, and a spiritual path is actually rising above your demons. And as you go in your system, you go down and deep. Before you go down and deep, like you have your spirit, then you have your ego, then you have your intellect and your mind. You're going into your system. All the demons you're encountering are actually based on your mind, almost 80%. By the time you're going to face demons outside of this reality, that that that's only when you go above your own demons, you're surpassing your mind. You're not holding on to an ego. You understand the hierarchy. You stand under, you understand. And when you're understanding these things, only when you have a spiritual path and you do the effort, if you do not do the effort, nothing will happen. And what is the effort? Consciousness expansion. How do you do that? Choose. Do it by sport, do it by music, do it by having a partner, do it by being alone, do it. Choose. Me, when I sit, my whole cosmos is occupied with, because outside has fallen off so far for me that it's maybe boring for another, or maybe this, or maybe that. But for the people that are growing, you, when you are going above your demons, this means that you are actually working on your energetic body. Being spiritual is everybody. Having a spiritual path means you are working on the energies this body is governing. In India, we know all about this. We sing a song, prana, dhyana, dhyana, apana. You know, you can actually do kriya yoga. Kriya is pranayama, is oxygen, and then you can combine it with movement. Nowadays they call it Kundalini Yoga, that form, but you still have the Kriya Yoga, you still have the Hatha Yoga, you still have the Bhakti Yoga, you have 8 limbs of the yoga. Because if you have one body in one lifetime, it's not sufficient to excel only when you do all. If you do all the 8 forms of yoga, still you can be stuck to the body. In one lifetime, and when I'm going into my system, I'm encountering a lot of things that is beyond this timeline. Yeah, this is Sharif and this body. Hee ha, hee ha. You're going into your 13.5 billion years of information embedded in every cell. You know, if this is the ocean, you can take one drop, and this one drop has all the qualities of the ocean. In this drop, I make you small as a whole ocean. It's microscopic light. If you yourself are even smaller than microscopic. So spiritual path is you're rising above your demons, and I mean all of them. By the time you are rising above your own demons, your body energetically will need less food, less sleep, and no feeding from outside, because your energy is racing into a level beyond the mind. The mind has family and partner and children and ambition and desires. The ego has a certain purpose, but is being overdosed and then accumulated with alcohol and drugs. What are people like me doing? We're working on our energetic system. I wake up in the morning, I sing an hour, 2 hours, I play some music. When I'm walking, this is my bubble. When people encounter me, they think I'm on something or something, because there is an explosion of energy coming out of all my elements. It is never quiet. As a child, there were voices, not voices, but you're being smart. Repetitioning is happening. But now my whole cosmos is just filled up with energy, because this is the only way I wish it to enter it now. Before I entered the system, I entered with a lot of wants, wanting to get better in my body, and later wanting. After a while, you are beyond this wanting, because you took care of all those things. Now I wake up and this and that, and I'm like, and I'm documenting my processes since long ago. Being on social media, because being a tour operator or traveling the world or doing plant medicine or yoga, and because this is what I do. My whole spiritual walk, my path, this is the only thing I'm revealing out of my private life. Because for me it doesn't impact me what I do, and it doesn't impact me anymore. So seeking attention or the no. I'm using Facebook for several reasons, and one of them is it is more or less my data, because when you look a year into your life, you will see how much you have missed. And I look a year into my life, only things are adding on. It has all to do with being creative. I did the money part. For other people. But if you're born in a rich family, by the time you're 15 years, material wealth Like now I look around and some people have this wealth 5 years or 10 years or 20 years. No, I walked away from it. I remember the story of Buddha being 35 and walking away from his princehood because it was not feeding him. And for this understanding, you need to be on a higher vibration. If you eat the meat you eat, the food you eat, the walk you walk, the necessity you have outside you, you will never understand people doing a little of a yoga or people doing this or that, or you will not understand this. Even how intellectual you are becoming, because it is a realm beyond the mind. And then every time when I look and I see people having so much mind and I'm encountering them, oh. And then the only thing I do, I give you my reference. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If we are on, we can disagree. This is something I feel so comfortable in. People disagreeing with me, people this, people that. I don't know what you did, but I know what I did. Talking with my heart. That's when you see intellectual people, they start having borders and armies and so on and so on. When people are in a high vibrating state and they meet each other, half of the time we're just smiling, the other half is some part is hugging, and for the rest is it's an energy thing. It's an energy thing. And then you see everybody forming groups, and this will forever will be. Because why? The groups that are formed are actually three main groups. You have this part of your body, you have that part of the body, this part of the body. So there are like three main frequencies. Dum, mid, la la la, ting, 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 high, high. And when people are high all the time, without me, you can take the mana away how much you want. Take everything away, I'll still be high. I'll tell you something else. Look at my first child. When you see him, you'll think he's high. But he's like constantly under, I don't know, his eyes looks like he's high, but he's bright. Very smart kid. Oh. I don't know. When you are in a low vibrating state, you will need the alcohol, you will need the friends, you will need to feed your ego, you will need to feed your mind. Yeah, you need to be seen and heard. It's a sickness I had in a time. I excelled out of it. Me, I'm using my Facebook just to put up a positive vibe, like, hey, sing, hey, play something, even if, because what it does to you participating in the activity, and being on and doing spiritual work, even you go in an ashram, you go meditate, you go into some pranayama exercise or this or that, it's a lot of crying, shaking, because the shaking is the reactivation of the memory from lifetimes ago that is now in your blessing because you did something and you're there, take care of it. Yep, spiritual paths are not easy. 80% of this world don't have the ability to go in it, and the 10%, 20% that have some ability, They waste their life in having material gain and success and desire and ambition and so on and so on and so on. Don't you get it? You eat, you drink, you drive a car. If everybody was the same in everything, you see how much your mind would be a makeup and all of it. So my spiritual path is I had to give up a lot of things, but it is not giving up. It's becoming hollow and empty. Because when I was born, I was a hollow and empty vessel in this lifetime, but still carrying a lot out of different lifestyles. This life, my purpose in this life is I don't know. I'm on a spiritual path. Lot of vomiting, lot of taking out, lot of rising above my demons, lot of hard work and bringing your energies in your body up. And then if you do all of these things, the transformation is there. You can be transformed. Can go back into your pupil state. You'll never go back into your egg state. But every time you raise your energies and you don't keep it alive in that stage you raised it into, it will drop for you. Why will it in my system not drop? Because this I gained not by reading or going, but by pure experience. In my pure experience, everything I have done, they explained to me in India that when your Kundalini rises, when you are a child, the energy from above enters into your cosmos, and the energy from this earth goes also, and they're meeting each other. And one of the Kundalini energies comes in the back, it rises, comes in the back of your head, patap, and meets here where these 2 points of energy meet. And then you are growing older as a child, the people don't know how to keep the spiritual side alive. So the Kundalini gets dormant. Kundalini is the snake. Why the snake? I never have snakes in the form of snakes. I don't symbolize things with animals simply with an animal is to minim. When you see the snake, this is the word, this is how everything spirals. The smaller you are, the further away you will see only spiraling cosmoses in the universe. And this is the snake. When your Kundalini is getting awake because you fought, you danced, you sang, you did something, and then the Kundalini wakes up. You the rumble in the jungle. Your Kundalini gets shaken. Only when you are activating with drums like djembes is the beat of the heart of the earth of the mother Pachamama is the drum, boom boom dum dum boom 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 boom. Wake up, Kundalini, wake up, and then we drum the underside of your body where your hips are, and then your Kundalini can get awake, and then it goes through the 1, the 2, the 3 chakras, because there everybody goes. They get the base, then they get creative and sexual, then they get power out of what they did, and then they come in their heart, but then the mind and the ego is also something else. So in my case, my Kundalini once rose into my Anahata, and there is where it stayed. I'm not the nicest person at this, but who the hell cares? Because I'm working with processes that are beyond your only day-to-day life, getting some money, getting some food, taking care of some kids, and doing some. It's too minim. That's not the life. I don't live small cycles in my life. My cycles go far beyond dimensions and space. Below, above, and people is talking about being about you're not going to get there. Don't talk anymore. Just do it. I talk and I do it. I do it and I talk. I'm talkative. So being spiritual is not something to gain. You are already that, ignorant or not, wise or not. You cannot become what you already are, even if you do not know. But you can have a spiritual path. See, everything in your life is temporary. Your beauty, your body, your children, your husband, your friends, your family, your work. Nothing is permanent. But yet, you don't feel as if you do not know that you are existing. I have a goal and a target. I want to raise my energy system, if ever in one of my lifetimes, in the possibility, and implode into pure light. Patay. And I do not want to do it with ways that is going to, it's not going to here or there and doing some practice. No, it's just, it's just can happen any moment, anywhere, anytime. And this lures me, this seduces me, can just happen. Some of you are watching Sadhguru, even he went into a park, it just happened. But don't forget all the lifetimes he did. That's why it just happened. For me, in one of my lifetimes, if it didn't already happen, it will happen. Because I'm already again resetting the system to happen again to me, that I'm not coming and returning to this present planet, reincarnating my soul only on this planet. That will keep in the middle about this present planet. But yeah. Because when you are going above your demons and when you are rising in your energy system and becoming a higher frequency, you can go from a 3D being. I am 3D, look. I'm not flat, I have depth. And because this space outside of me, this body is a dimension. This body is the dimension is something that gives a certain measurement. Because when you now will excel from a 3D body, you become a 4D body. That is where you're then in a space where the future, 4D body, 5D, and so on and so on. Then you will encounter different realms of beings. You can call them demons or whatever. But don't look anymore into concept good or bad. Just that's what it is. Your mind is making so much world out of it. And if I put this mind in so many different worlds or such, your mind is not going to cut it. Speaking the truth is not enough. You need to do it. So for all those people, I want to become spiritual. You cannot become what you already are. You can have a spiritual path and raise your frequency until your body cannot hold it anymore. You can implode into pure light.